Hey, one of our favorite little pieces of tunage here on Spring Creek, the Rockin' This radio show. You'll ever love and know? Oh, babies, it is so, ain't it? And today's our last day here on the Hazy Radio Network. As much as we love it, as good a time as we've had these last almost 5 years. It's 4 2/3 years, actually, that we've been on the air here on the Hazy Radio Network. And we want to thank Miss Zeta for taking such good care of us throughout that time, for allowing us our wildness and our craziness and our good times here, and all of the rock and roll we got to play here, man. Oh, darling, day after day we've had such a blast, haven't we, man? But we don't want to get lost in the past. What's happening now is what counts, you see, because this is where we create the future and obliterate our views of the past, and at last have some peace in our sweet little backside, okay? Oh, Grandpa teasing you along the way, as he does every day. I just can't help it, that's my way. And as I say, I'm going to have to leave a bit early today, but guess what? I got a good one in the package for you here. I'll play a little rerun or two while I'm gone here, and if they run a little overtime, forgive me. But at least you'll have something to remember me by, and I'll have something to remember you by, too, because if I remember me, then I remember you, and then anyway, it all comes true, okay? At least that's what I'm told. Well, we're getting out of the fold today and going to be going another way. As I say, I've got an opportunity for a television show I might just do. I might go on the road for a little while, party down with some friends, and film all of that, man, except for the exclusive parts, you know. Oh, I'm way too old for that. But hell, babies, and I got a book to write, you know, and I haven't had time to do that, so things are going to slow down in my life a little bit, unless, of course, some other station or network decides to pick us up and bring us along, man, because, well, goodness gracious, how can the world live without a little coyote medicine here on the radio networks of love, huh? Especially this Hazy Radio Network. Miss Zeta, we really love you, babies, and we really appreciate you for all that you do, and all that's... I'm sorry it's come to this where we had to shut down the network, but baby, we all gave it our best, every one of us, you know. And wow, what an accomplishment it is for Miss Zeta today. So here's to her, clink, clink, clink all the way around, and salute to Miss Z for taking such great care of this Hazy Radio Network. Miss Hazy, I should say. That's the way, babies. So here's to you, Miss Zeta, and thanks again for everything that we've had here and everything will be again. Because I'm sure our association has not come to an end. I just know that. I feel that. I'm the eye in the sky and all that crap, you know. I can read your mind, man. Actually, I got the same gifts everybody else has, you know. And if I can see into you a little bit, well, you can see into me too, because if I'm seeing into you, what am I seeing? A little bit of myself there too, you know. We're all in it together. We're all one tribe. One big old vibe tribe. Here to help each other get it clear, and by golly, we'll just keep on doing that, no matter whether the old man's on the radio or not, man. Tenfold. Little old CB talk there, kids. Old trucker that I am can never quite let all of that go, you know. I gotta have my big tenfold, and that's right, good buddy, you know. Oh, man, you didn't know what good buddy meant back then, you poor old tourists. We always look down our noses at you tourists, but guess what? Some of the greatest times I ever had on the road, CB radio-wise and otherwise, was with tourists, man. So come on, it's all cool, you know. That's what I was anyway, being a truck driver. What are you? Nothing more than a paid tourist, man, a professional tourist, you see. Of course, I did other things, too. because I didn't want to wind up a busted up old truck driver, and still wound up getting in 3 million miles. But I had a few businesses in between, and ran some for some other people, did all kinds of stuff in my day, and I had a great time doing it, But the best time I think I've ever had has been on this little radio show here on the Hazy Radio Network, whether we called it the Coyote Medicine Show or renewed it as Spring Creek, the Rockin' Radio Show, etc., and so on, man. It's just been one fun time. I mean, I used to give it 9-10 hours a day when I first started out. Of course, I'm a little crazy like that. These days, I just don't have the energy to do that, so I have to do it a little slower, Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 11, just 2 little hours. But guess what? That turned out to be just about the right amount, and having Monday off, oh, that's so precious. That's when I got all my crap caught up, or try to anyway. Like it takes, doing this radio, it seems like all you gotta do is sit down and talk and play music, right? It's not quite like that, I've had to go through all kinds of engineering and re-engineering, and every day I have to get set up, I have to get in the right frame of mind, and so on and so forth, So it ain't like I'm just sitting down and going to town. It takes a little bit doing. So imagine how much time I'm gonna have on my hands now. Gonna be interesting, isn't it? But I've had to engineer the thing all the way through. But guess what? I love you, and you love me too, and we're just rocking down, ain't we, Okie boy, man? We just rocking down like that old hound that he is, man. Happy as a clam with everything that's going on, a little bit tense at times, but guess what? The more we realize we're all in it together, the less tense we'll be, okay? Yeah, all right. Well, let the old wolf man tell you a little more about it here. Got to have a little wolf medicine here on the Coyote Medicine Show we call Spring Creek, don't you know? Only and exclusively on the Everclear and Sweet Lovin' too. Hazy Radio Network, the place you want to be. hazyradio.com, darling. Case you haven't noticed, that tune there is just a bit more than a romantic little love song now, isn't it? If you really pay attention to what's going on there. It's talking about a whole nother level of life by singing about it too, man. Everything's in disguise in this world, and you kind of have to see through the disguise to know what's really there and to get yourself wise, okay? Because you got to be wise to make it the rest of the way. No matter what's going on day after day, if you got the wisdom, then you got the strength, then you got the courage and everything else you need to get through, man. All you got to be able to do, see through some of your own BS too, man. I mean, you know what's really funny here, talking about seeing through my own BS. Some of the people tuned in today are veterans of this show, been here since day number 1. Now, ain't that fun, I tell you? And it's a loyal audience, too. Though we've certainly had our ins and outs and roundabouts and so on and so forth, man. I tell you, what a great little family we got here, man. And, I think it's reflective of excuse me if I'm being a little presumptive, but I think it's reflective of the original family, the first little family to live here in this third-dimensional reality, and check it out, man. See what it was, so everybody else could get a feel for it too, Maybe you guys don't remember those days, but I certainly do. When you step out of the haze, you start to see it clear. When you start to see through your own stuff, then you start to see through everybody else's too, and you know what's really going on here. Now, that don't necessarily make it any easier to deal with, unless, of course, you're using that eternal wisdom of the heart, man. That's what we've been saying all along. That's what we've been playing all along here at Spring Creek, the headwaters of life, and the Coyote Medicine Show, which preceded it, which is Spring Creek in disguise, and vice versa too, okay, because they're all one and the same. That's the way the Coyote plays, see. We suggest what the illusions might be, and then you take it from there and see what you see and be what you be, because what you see is what you be. Hoo-wee, I tell you, and if what we're seeing around us is any reflection of the real life we're supposedly living, well, babies, we better get busy and do a little better, okay? Each and every one of us better start to shine and be the divine, in yourself. Don't care about nobody else. Don't push it off on anybody. Don't pretend, and play and give them all this nice BS today about how enlightened you are. No way. Just be who you are. Just be easy in yourself, and you'll be a lot easier on others, and others may indeed be easier on you. But see, the one thing we don't want to miss is the great connection we've developed here. Now that you've felt it, now that you've lived these golden rays of love coming from high above here in Taos, New Mexico, then perhaps you know what it feels like. And you can be the deal too, man, and you can share it for real everywhere you go, and then the old man don't have to have a radio show because you are the radio show in motion, okay? Personally, I'd like to have another radio show with a whole lot longer song list, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 tunes to choose from instead of just a few thousand, Babies, imagine how multidimensional that could be. And for me to try and squeeze that all into 2 hours, wow, that would take some special powers. I'd have to have a lot of help from all of you out there. So listen here. If you really like what old Coyote do and you really catch on to what, and you're not feeling blue, well, darlings, maybe you could encourage the industry out there, whatever, to, employ the old man in some way as a universal DJ, because that's what I be, and my little Okiwan Kenobi, and our sweet Mary J., who's always here to help us along the way. Gosh, I love you. And that's about as much as I can say, kids. I got to blast out of here pretty quick and get myself, up and looking slick. So, well, I guess I can't do that anymore. But at least I can shine a little bit, eh? And go out there and touch some hearts today. You too. I got a replay coming up right behind what we're doing right now, okay? So don't go away, man. It's I got some good programming for you. And it may run a little overtime even, And I'll probably chitter-chatter with you just a little bit before I shut it off for once and forever here on the Hazy Radio Network. But guess what? It's never shut off, guys. It's just all such a dang illusion. I love you. Big hugs all the way around. Clink, clink, clink with our official Coyote Club mugs. And don't forget thecoyoteclub.com. TheKoyoteklub.com. Okay? Get over there and help us along the way like we help you along the way too, okay? It's a mutual thing, but that's where the Vibe Tribe gathers, is there at thecoyoteclub.com, or the, for you that, got to be particular, thecoyoteclub.com. I like the better because it's got that, kind of sarcastic ring to it. I love you, kiddos. I can't wish you enough. Sweet lovin'. I mean the good kind. Not the kind that wears you out, but the good kind. Sweet lovin' all the way around. May your life be as blessed as mine is, and even more, okay? Gosh, we love you so. Thanks again for being here for these nearly 5 years, and we'll catch you again somewhere, sometime, real soon, okay? Don't forget, Grandpa's got a YouTube channel, and I'll be keeping up there, too, so, we're not gone away. We're just changing the way for a little while. Okay? Love you so, babies.